Hi everybody, welcome to my short introduction to Python. Today I'm going to take us beyond National 5 and have a look at some of the standard algorithms that we operate with at higher level. The first two we're going to look at the max and the min, okay, so finding the highest value and the lowest value. And to do that we're going to utilize a numbers-based program. We can enter in 10 numbers into an array and we're going to search that array or list for the highest and the lowest values. Okay, so we're going to start off just by initializing that array. We're going to call it numbers. I'm going to say that numbers equals to our list item, and we're going to multiply that by 10. Say multiply, I put the star 10, just to say that we've got 10 items that are going in there. Python doesn't actually need that, but in terms of your assessment work, it's good to practice to put that in. Okay, to showcase that you can actually say how big that list or the array is going to be. Then we're going to do the input, so we're going to say for x in range, and we're going to do 1 to 11, so that's going to give us 10 different loops or 10 different values, and we're going to say the print. Okay, please enter number. Say number x, because that's going to put in our counter, so we can enter number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then we utilize the number variable, because that's where we're going to store it initially before we put it into the numbers array. And then we're going to then add that variable item to numbers. So we say numbers.append, and then we put in number into that particular list item. Okay. If you do find it difficult in terms of working with number and numbers, it might be better to change the variables to be a little bit more different than I've chosen to do in this circumstance, because it can get quite confusing. We're then going to start off our calculation for the highest, and just simply say that the highest is going to equal their first value that we enter in. The first value of an array is always 0 on that side of things. Okay, and then what we need to do is to look through each index of the array and say, well, is it actually higher than the value that we have stored at highest? And if that is the case, we want that to change. So we're going to say if before we say if, we're going to say for x in range, because we need to look at each individual item in our list item. And we're going to say len numbers. And this is where we're going to put in our if. So if numbers x is greater than highest, the highest is going to equal to number x. Okay, so it's the value, if the number that we get to, if it's bigger than highest, then highest is going to change to that particular number that's there. And then we'll print that out. So we'll say print, open bracket, highest number entered is, and then we will say the variable highest is going to be there. Okay, so highest is initialized. We say for x in range 0 to the length of the numbers array, so we can get to the last value and say if numbers x is greater than highest, then the highest is equal to the numbers x. Okay, and we say print highest number entered is highest. Okay, so that's good for me just to kind of go through that as well, just to make sure that I haven't made any mistakes in there. Okay, so we've got that printed out, and when we do that, we can, for the lowest, we can actually just copy the same code. All we need to change is the variable highest to lowest, and then go through it systematically. Now it's not going to be greater than, it's going to be less than lowest, and then we'll say the lowest equals numbers. Okay, and then in our print statement, we'll change out lowest and change that to lowest as well. All right, so we've got both in play. If we run that, we're going to enter our numbers. So I'm just going to enter 1 to 10. And we've got a mistake somewhere along the line. So what have we done? We've done number equals 0. Number. See, my mistake in terms of making sure that I didn't put number instead of numbers hasn't worked out there. So I'm going to click on run again. The highest number entered is 10 and the lowest number entered as 1. So please make sure that you follow those steps as closely as you can. Bear in mind that, you know, if you do have variables names that are very similar, that you can easily make those mistakes in terms of missing out a letter and referring to one over another. Okay, so just please bear that in mind, and the full code there at the end, make sure that you are copying that in.